Now, since we are with the introduction, I am coming towards the main topic of my discussion, and I will be discussing a paper by Zhao and her team, prediction of and behavioral analysis of tribal mode choice, a comparison of machine learning and logic models. I chose this paper specifically for this summer seminar because we are dealing a lot with logic models, and how do you compare those with the machine learning algorithms? Where do both of these stand? So for tribal behavior analysis, we mostly use discrete choice modeling, obviously, and it can be seen in this particular seminar as well, because a lot of effort, a lot of stress is on logic models, a lot of stress is on discrete choice modeling. Particularly the use of models belonging to logic families, that is multinomial logic, nested logic, mixed logic, and recursive logic. All of these are very popular and they are used for your tribal behavior research and tribal behavior analysis. With tremendous increase in popularity of machine learning, it is finding its way into tribal behavior research as well. So, since machine learning is everywhere, it is taking up all the fields. Why not this tribal behavior analysis? So, logic models are based on calculating utilities, as all of you know, for available alternatives, and then selecting an alternative which gives the maximum utility. So, it's based on certain assumptions. And since it has a defined layer structure, whereas on the other hand, machine learning, it is very flexible. It doesn't have a very defined structure, and it learns from the data itself, forms a function, maps the data to the target, and then predicts accordingly. So the structure is quite flexible, and based on the algorithm that you choose, it can be layered, it can have a layered structure, but flexible. It can have a tree structure, it can have a rule-based structure, etc. So coming towards the model evaluation, the goal is to reduce the overall prediction error, that is the accumulation of bias, the variance, and the irreducible error. But in modeling, in discrete choice modeling, we have a bias variance trade-off. If we go for very simple model, it can be underfitting. If we go for very complex model, it can be overfitting. So in both cases, the results are not good. So we have to go for a trade-off between bias and variance, reducing these two. Then the data collection for that particular research paper was from the University of Michigan. All the faculty, the staff, and the students, they were enrolled for this. And 1163 individuals were surveyed, and there were 8141 observations. And they responded were based on there was a street preference survey, and they were asked about to estimate the trip attributes. Then they were provided with a very new public transit system, although that is not present, but they were provided that in the street preference. And they were asked about their preference about that. And the variables included were trip attributes, socio-demographic aspects, residential preferences, and selected mode choices. So if I go to the variables that were used, there were travel time for driving, walking, biking, and using public transit, that parking cost, waiting time for public transit, and so on and so forth. The models that were examined, firstly it was the multinomial logic model, and then the mixed logic model. These were from the logic family. Then coming towards the machine learning, there were naive Bayes, classification regression trees, random forests, boosting trees, Bayesian trees, sport vector machines, and neural networks. They did tenfold cross-validation, not only for the machine learning algorithm, but also for the logic family models. And if we go to the very first column, and the overall classification or overall prediction accuracy of MNL is about 64%, 65%, you can say. In mixed logic, even lower, it is 63%. But if we come towards machine learning, for random forest, it is 85.6%. So, with respect to machine learning, the multinomial logic and the mixed logic are underperforming when it comes to prediction accuracy. That was at individual level. At aggregate level, if we talk about the mode share prediction. Even then, the random forest has a load error that is 0.0248 as compared to the MNL, which is 0.0399, and mixed logic, which is 0.0593. So it is the error in identifying the mode share. You can see once again, random forest has outperformed both of the logic models. Then coming towards the variance importance. For this variance importance comparison, only two of the machine learning algorithms are taken, the random forest and neural network. We can very easily see that up to the first 5, even broadly speaking, the random forest variable importance is somewhat similar to machine learning, your logic model, logic models, that is the mixed logic model and the multinomial logic model. Whereas on the other hand, the neural network, the variable importance is totally different. Now coming towards the comparison between the random forest and the logic models, these the public transit access, bike walkability, income, car per capita. So these are variables having good importance or high importance in random forest, whereas they don't have much high importance in the logic models. So this is a bit of the comparison, a difference between the machine learning and the logic. Coming towards the model interpretation, whereas the partial dependence of travel time of your public transit is checked. We have the figure where the random forest, neural network, and the logic models are mapped. From here, we can see that random forest has relative flat tails before 10 minutes and after 25 minutes, showing people tend to become insensitive to very short or very long transit times. So transit time, this phenomena is not captured. Of course, we are modeling we are giving the structure to the mixed logic model as well as the multinomial logic model, but we haven't provided this particular information because we didn't know that. But random forest, on the other hand, can grasp this information, can grasp the irregularity. Hence, before 10 minutes and after 25 minutes, there is not much effect. But within this time, there is effect of transit time on the probability of choosing the public transit. And coming towards the wait time, again, you can see that travelers are more sensitive to wait times less than 5 minutes as compared to after 5 minutes, if we come to random forest. On the other hand, the logic models, they do not show such a behavior. Of course, they won't because we haven't modeled that. Then coming towards the ride share stops. The choice probability for public transit decreases more significantly from 0 to 1 ride share stops compared to from 1 to 2 ride shares. So going through these figures, we can see that random forest can very easily grasp the irregularities in the behavior of people, in the behavior of individuals. Lastly, it is the number of transfer, and it has similar behavior for all those, for even the machine learning as well as the logic models. So consequently, different coefficients for a variable in different data intervals are specified by the logic models. So based on the information that we got or that the researchers got from the figures, they change the structure of the mixed logic as well as the multinomial logic model in order to incorporate those changes, irregularities. So they define different parameters for different intervals. This improved the fit of the models, and the quotient estimates particularly agreed with the non-linearities revealed by the random forest model. So over here we can take this message that machine learning models or random forests, they can automatically learn the non-linearities, which for the logic models we need to go for a very cumbersome hand curating method to check where the effect comes. So what we can do is we can go through the machine learning, learn the irregularities, and based on that learning, we can change the structure of our logic models to better correlate with the behavior of the individuals. Then coming towards the marginal effects and arc elasticities. These marginal effects and arc elasticities for random forest and neural network are calculated by the researchers. They have provided a certain equation, but I contradict this. And I will explain that in a bit why.